Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm just going to take you in for a second. See, my process before I start talking, before I do talks, I started this about a year ago. I also do musical supporting with Mike Foley, who's a resident speaker here. So, anybody not seen me here? Who hasn't seen me here before? Okay, cool. Well, one of the things, so I'll give you a little background here and just kind of set this up. There's a lot that I wanted to cover today, and I've been working for 3 weeks on this weekend, but what I do is I kind of meditate on this session for today, who's going to be there, and I kind of see you in your seats and feel your energy before you actually get here, and you all kind of tell me what I'm going to be talking about when I get here. And so I go through that process, and even with the songs that I'm going to play, I start just asking me, what is it that you guys, what are the energies that you want to feel? What do you want to achieve for the day? What is it this 1 hour can help you with the most? What song is going to be that song, or grouping of songs that are going to kind of help you get done what you want to get done here today? In other words, I'm kind of trying to feel out what your intentions are here today. So normally that's a pretty smooth process. And normally I don't even do a lot of planning for it because it's not necessary. I just gotten to the point where I just let Spirit guide the process, and it somehow always turns out perfect. This time it was very different. I started 3 weeks ago working on some things, talk and a number of energies and a number of information that I wanted to disseminate because I felt it was something you all wanted to hear and we're going to be here today to hear. But this last week has been really chaotic. Have anybody noticed any chaos and energy and frenetic energy in the air? Just raise your hand if you noticed that. My 12-12 activation, what happened when that happened? I woke up in the middle of the night, I was completely lucidly awake, and just this massive flow of unconditional love just overwhelmed me. And it was a result of a question that I had been asking: how can I serve more? The songs are great, but I need to expand. I need more, and how can I serve more? So this group came through, and it just filled me with absolute love. It was absolutely no mistake that this was a very unusual situation, and the energy was astounding. And basically, the crux of that evening, they just spent about an hour and a half that night with me, just clearing energies and sharing with me. And they said, look, we want to really keep this simple. There's a lot of teachers out there and so many good things going on, but we feel like it's important right now to just keep this simple. And they said, here's the message that you can spread. And there's a lot of offshoots for this. There's a lot of energies, a lot of twists and turns that we can work with you on this to help define this and help us define ourselves. But they said it comes down to 2 questions. Who do you want to be, and how do you want to be? We are coming into a time of this great shift of energies. We're ending the whole 26,000-year cycle that everybody probably knows about, and we're moving into the Aquarian age now, and a whole new set of energies. Whole new set of energies. This is a massive change that we're going through in every conceivable way. The planet itself is going through it. Every person is going through it. Our consciousness, our subconscious, our spiritual conscious, our higher self, everything is going through massive changes right now. So they said, let's just try to keep it simple and just help people spread the word about who do they want to be and how do they want to be. And so that's kind of what I talk about. My songs are a lot about like that. In the last 3 weeks was going to be a talk based around the aspect of, Judy and I were talking about a month or 2 ago, and she said, who do you want to be is really helpful because it really helps me set my attentions about who do I want to be in the long haul and in the short haul. It's just a great simple process just to stop and sit back and say, who do I want to be? And it helps you kind of become conscious of that question so that you can set your attentions. And we know, quantum physics tells us, that wherever we place our attention, that's where our energy goes. This has basically been proven scientifically. And I'm kind of listening as I go here because we're tuned in already. So as we go through the day here, you're going to start feeling some things going on, and just be willing to receive it. And a lot of work's going on as we talk here. So she said, but sometimes when I'm really kind of having a bad day, or I'm kind of in my angst, or it's hard for me to kind of get into that question, who do we want to be? And it's not all that simple, even though it sounds simple. And that got me to thinking about today. And I thought, I'm going to ask about that because I thought that was a great insight about how it can kind of expand more into this energy of who do we want to be and how do we want to be, and how do you actually apply it to yourself in a way that changes your life in ways that you couldn't imagine. And so all of a sudden I started getting this information coming to me. One of them was a book that Judy found, and I started reading it. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Anybody familiar with it? It's by Joe Dispenza, was in The Secret. Phenomenal, just very, very smart man, very scientific, analytical kind of dude. And I'm that way too. I'm a Capricorn, so I kind of relate to that analytical side. But it's a little heavy reading, but it's about 200 to 300 pages of the biology of thinking and how our external process creates thoughts in our minds that then send electrical stimulations through neural connections, peptides, that sort of thing, to our body. Then our body cells, and I'm condensing a whole lot of scientific information in a very short period of time because there's a lot I want to get to, but then our body starts learning that these chemicals are how we want to think and how we want to be. So suddenly the body starts altering cells, literally altering the edges and the surfaces of cells with little indentations around the outside of the cells that fit these exact peptides that we're sending from our brain down into our bodies. So pretty soon, if we're a worrier, for example, and we do a lot of worrying, you start sending those worry thoughts in your mind, worry thoughts in your mind, worry thoughts in your mind. They go into your body starts saying, okay, this is how we're going to be, this is how you want to be. So they start developing themselves and transforming themselves chemically to receive these thoughts. And they start making your body feel anxious and worried. And pretty soon they send that message back to your mind. Okay, we got the message. This is how we're going to be. And that process continues over and over and over. By the time we get to our mid-30s, a lot of us are stuck in these trains of thoughts and these chemical firings that have become habitual habits. And it takes some work to say, okay, how am I going to break that pattern? And it could be worrying. It could be maybe you're a type of person that feels guilty a lot. You know, some people out there that always say, I'm sorry, even when it's not necessary for them to say they're sorry, even it wasn't their fault. And they do that over and over and over again. Well, pretty soon their body starts saying, I'm at fault, I'm at fault, I'm at fault, I'm at fault. And that's how you become to be. So Joe gets into this long process about describing the biology of this. It's fascinating. It's a little bit of a heavy read, but if you're in for the science, highly recommend it. And so I was going to really get into that, to the whole depth of that, and really kind of pound into that and really dig into that, because it's such a fascinating thing, and it really can alter your life if you just go, okay, well, if that's the case, then who do I want to be? And you could say, well, I want to be happy. I want to be present in my space. I want to be open. I want to be willing to receive the abundance that's out there for me in whatever format that I want to receive it, whether it's money or love or family connections or whatever it might be. So you get into that space where you can say to yourself, this is who I want to be, and you open up to those things. And the way you do it is you start becoming conscious of what you have going in your body. If you suddenly start realizing that you worry a lot, that's a good thing to notice. It's just say, okay, now that I know that, how do we change that? And the whole thing, the question about who do I want to be is like saying, well, I want to be open to these other things. And you start thinking these new thoughts, and just thinking positive things isn't going to get you over the hump. You kind of have to follow it up by taking small little actions that actually affirm those new thoughts. Example that Joe gave in the book was, let's say you have a mother-in-law that you've never gotten along with, and your wife comes to you and says, or your spouse comes to you and says, well, for the holidays, we're going to go see the mother-in-law. And you're like, oh, jeez, not again. Here we go. Last time we went up there, I just had problems with her. We argued. I didn't just got on my nerves. She criticized me. It was just, he explains this whole process as how this person starts hypothetically predestining that experience in their mind already. So already they're sending these chemicals to the body. The body is sending anxiety back, expectations of all these upsets and things that are going to happen. And he goes there and they all happen. And the flip side of it is, the same person would say, you know what, I've been there, I've done that, I'm not going to do that again. Who I want to be this time is I want to just be open, willing to receive her as who she is. Think about what's important to her, and just go there to enjoy myself and be there, and not try to place any old experiences on her or me. And you start thinking those thoughts, and you start thinking about a happy situation unfolding when you go to visit your mother-in-law. Then you get there and you actually take the actions. You compliment her on her hair, or you start talking about things that she's interested in, or suddenly you find that the whole experience is transformed because you've decided to be somebody different in that situation. And like I said, I'm condensing a lot of this, but that's kind of the crux of what I was going to get into a lot more deeper. And then this week happened. And then a whole lot of things happened. First of all, we had a major mass flare from a solar flare from the sun, CME, coronal mass ejection. Has anybody read about this week? Or it was a very large one. It's not so much larger than anything we've had before, but the magnetics, and I didn't get too heavily into the science of it this week, but the magnetics of our planet are weakening to the point where this flare is actually affecting us pretty strongly this week. And I just happened to notice it into a lot of people that I was talking about. I mean, people feeling tired, people feeling dizzy, people feeling anxious or upset, or just all kinds of things going on this week. Anybody just noticed this week just seemed to have a lot of frenetic energy to it? Yeah. And the other things that's going on, there's a lot of things happening in the news. We had something happen about our sports celebrities. Anybody know who Adrian Peterson is? Vikings. Anybody? Okay. That's a story that kind of rocked our community. There's a lot of people in this community that are really feeling upset and sad about that in so many different ways. It was preceded by another sports celebrity, that domestic assault, and even that a NASCAR situation a few weeks before that was actually resulted in the death of another driver. A lot of things going on, and not to mention even with our politics, and that's such a deep one, I don't even want to go there, but let's just say we're probably all able to agree that there's a lot of frenetic, chaotic energies happening in all these areas, and these are kind of areas that we as a society are very visible and out there. They're actually extensions of who we are. We put the people in politics, we put the sports stars there, we place them on these pedestals, so to speak, and we put them there. But all of a sudden, stuff's starting to happen where people, and we as a society, are all starting to have to answer that question of who do we want to be and how do we want to be? And with this shift, this is going to happen more and more and more. Anything that is not of the truth and of the light is going to come out more and more and more. It feels like a really upsetting, negative thing to be going through right now, but what I'm getting and what I'm being told and what I'm being guided by is that this is just a part of the process. We all have agreed, every single one of us in this room, every single one of us on this planet, all 7 billion of us have agreed with our higher selves to go through this process, the process of cleansing, so that we can get to a space where we're becoming light enough to be who we want to be, what we've agreed to be. And that's be in that space of graciousness, certainty, joy, happy. These vibrations of higher light, lightness of being. We've all agreed to go there, and we're going there. And this process where we're cleansing, and a lot of the people that we have up in very high-profile situations for us as a society are starting to go through this process in a very visible, and it might even appear painful way, but it is part of a very spiritual process. And so today, yesterday, I had this talk. It's 3 or 4 pages outlined out, and then I basically just, this group that works with me just said, you might as well tear that up because we're going to just throw a whole curve at you. So I did want to kind of give you the short version of that. So that's kind of what's going on. But with this stuff that's happening in the public, and even if you're feeling this stuff, just know that this is part of the process. And with regard to asking yourself, who do you want to be and how do you want to be, it doesn't need to be a global fix. Sometimes even when I think about it, it's like, well, I see this vision of Gandhi out there, or somebody like that, and it's like, oh, I got a long way to go before I get there. At least that's what my ego wants to tell me, or my small mind wants to tell me. But the truth is, number one, probably is only a thought away. Number two, I don't have to go that far. It could just be, who do I want to be in this service today? How do I want to be right now? Right now, what I want to do is offer as much helpful information today to you, because you're here because what I'm saying is something you either wanted to hear or needed to hear, which is why you felt compelled to be here today. So, we're just clearing the room a little bit here. Anybody just notice a blast of joy just kind of come? I see a smile coming up over there. So let's just take a couple breaths, because all of a sudden they're just smiling and they're kind of all giggling, saying, you guys just take things so seriously. Oh my God. Sounds serious, but they're just kind of smiling and say, just take a couple breaths now and just feel, because you're just getting blasted with joy right now. So let's take a couple breaths. Maybe I'm going to start with a song, and I will say this song. I was going to do several different songs. Even yesterday I had a perfect song, and then I sat down and felt it in my gut, my heart. I asked the group, and they just said, it's a great song. It would fit, the words and lyrics just fit perfect, but it's not the song. So what I'm going to do is the same song I started with last one. So I'm thinking this might become a regular thing. It might be my Johnny Carson theme song, da, 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 da. This is going to be maybe my song. But anyway, it's called Come Sail Away With Me. And part of what I'm going to do, I'm in the middle of this, and I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you, because this was late last night. And it just said, play with that, do some sound healing energies, clear out. There's some lower chakra stuff with everybody that's feeling a little murky, a little kind of, So I'm going to try to work with that a little bit. So it's going to be a song, but in the middle of the song, we're going to try to do some energy work. And basically, I'm just going to invite you to breathe from your lower tummy here. Don't breathe into your chest, but try to breathe into your lower tummy and just maybe even say, So let's try that right now. Just go, is a very strong word, by the way. It's not only heart chakra, but it's a very powerful vowel. So just go, One more. So just today, try a small, who do I want to be? Just anybody got an intention that you might want to say out loud? Just say you're setting your intention about who you want to be today. Anybody want to just share with us, just to give people an idea what you got? Mine is to serve and channel the light to the best of my abilities. That's my intention. Anybody else want to share one? Happy, love that one. Alignment, balance, and ease, yes. Very powerful triad. Anybody else? What was it? Beautiful, love that. Thank you. Thank you. Relax and stay in the present. In fact, let's take a breath in that. That's a very good one. Relax and stay in the present. Thank you, very good. Anybody else? I'll throw one out there. Kind. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Wonderful and spread. Cool. Thank you. The smile did it already. Good job. So he wants to be wonderful and spread wonderfulness. That sounds like a good song. Oh, it is. We did. It's some kind of wonderful. Okay. Being aware. Awareness. Okay. Thank you. Very good. And that's a great thing to do, because this is such a beautiful room. Sometimes people just walk in and I notice they don't really notice the room, but this is a historical building. I mean, this is a phenomenal building with the glass and the space here and the energy in here. And if you just tune into what's here right now, even if I were just to walk off the stage and not say anything for the rest of the day, you could just sit here and be amazed by this room. It's really, there's just a wonderful group of energies in here. So, was that you? Who pointed? Somebody else took a hand up. Bonnie. Peace and mindfulness. Attitude of gratitude. Thank you. One more. Thank you. That's a great one. Be willing. Be curious. All right. That was a great one. So let's do one thing while I'm getting ready for the song. Why don't we just stand up, maybe shake a little bit, and just say hi to your neighbors, maybe a hug or a handshake or just good morning.
Come sail away with me. 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 Under a moonlit sky, we'll ride a sea of diamonds. Dolphins will lead the bow. Angels will show us how. Come sail away with me. Come sail away with me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh beneath an angel's wing. We'll chase the Milky Way. We'll lift our hearts up high. We'll hear the heavens say, come sail away with me. Come sail away with me. We'll glide away with the wind at our backs. We'll follow our hearts to the rainbow ledge. Oh, we'll follow the light. Come sail away with me. Come sail away. Come sail away. Oh, come sail away again. Come sail away. Come sail away. Come sail away.
So how are you feeling now? Different? Bright? Yes. Colors seem brighter when you start shifting the energies. So we're going to play with this. One of the other things I wanted to do today, what's really important to me, and I think it's important to you, this channeling thing, it's kind of a mysterious kind of thing, and I'm really being guided to just get away from that. Just intuitive, it's not a special thing. We're all heading that way, and some of us are just getting a half step ahead, that's all. So one thing I wanted to try to do was help you get into the dimensional state of awareness that I feel when I'm channeling. It's a fun place to be, because you just have access to so much that's there. And I absolutely believe, and I know this because I've already seen it in our very near future, where everybody is going to be able to just start being into that space, where we're just walking around being in that space of dimensional state awareness, where we are being kind, and where we are being aware, and we are being relaxed, and wonderfulness. All those spaces, unlined, happy, bright. So I kind of want to just try to see if we can get you there today. And wherever you're going to wind up is going to be wherever you wind up. Sometimes people want to get that car that might be running a little rough, might need a few spark plugs changed and a few things tuned up before they turn it into the race car. And so you might just wind up feeling just incredibly relaxed and peaceful. Maybe that's the highest place for you to be today, because that's the best thing for your body, for your mind, and your spirit. Some of you, I'm hoping, may get to a space where you actually are so clear and quiet that I'm going to ask you just to listen for a message that's specifically for you today. And you might hear, just relax. That's a pretty good message. So, feel like going to that space? You like trying it? Okay. I'm going to pull this chair up because at some point I'm probably not going to be able to stand up. My knees get a little weak sometimes in that. Still working on that one. So, let's just try this again. Just close your eyes. Just go back to the energies of that song. There was some really nice things that happened during that song. It was a collaborative effort, by the way. So take a couple breaths and breathe from the bottom of your tummy, not from your chest, but just breathe all the way down real easy and just let it go. If you want to say, that works too. Just a couple more breaths. Just, if you feel resistance, just say, you know what, just for now I'm going to take a breath and just listen and kind of follow along and just see what happens. So take a couple breaths. During the course of this, I may do some sounds just to try to clear out some energies in the chakras. So just be willing to receive it and take a couple more breaths. And through all of this, I'm going to just encourage you to keep breathing. You keep breathing, because when you stop breathing, you start getting into the mind. You start getting into all that, what I call the babbler. And you'll start working on your groceries list for after the service, or who do you need to visit, or don't forget you got to get gas, or got to drop the kids off, or pick up mom, or get into all those spaces of thoughts. They'll be there when you get done here today. So just let them go. Just say thank you. We'll get back to you. Don't call us, we'll call you. So I'm going to ask you to keep breathing. Prana needs you to breathe. In order for you to be breathing, you need to breathe. And in order for you to get calm, you need to breathe. So prana needs you to breathe. Prana needs you to be calm. So keep breathing all the way to the bottom of the stomach. Don't force the exhale, just let it out. And I'm going to take a minute or two to bring in the group here. I'm going to ask you just to focus on relaxing yourself. Notice any tightness anywhere in your shoulders or your neck, or just feel everything kind of settle into the seat. Just keep breathing and just noticing. Sometimes you'll yawn a little bit. That's a good thing. Doesn't mean you're bored. Just means you're letting loose of some energies. Just let that be okay. Just enjoy the yawn. It's a wonderful thing. Releases tensions in your jaw. Does a lot of things. Just keep breathing. Let your consciousness kind of settle down into the lower chakras for the moment. Blessed dear ones, we welcome you for coming today, for honoring that space in your heart and your mind that asked you to show up and be here today. Know that what you desired to have happened, what you desired to have transpire in your spirit, even in your life, perhaps in your body, some aspect of your life, it has already begun. Much is being done today. We are so grateful that you came with an open heart, with your minds to be willing to come here and state your intentions and your intentions. We would ask that you just feel where your consciousness is at the moment. It might feel like it's in your head. Might feel like it's in your heart. But just be aware, just ask yourself, where is my consciousness at this very moment? Take note of that. I'm going to ask that you continue to breathe as the energies tend to get stuck if you do not. I ask that you take a moment to put your awareness in your very lower chakra at the tail of your spine. There is some anxiety and some tightness and some resistance that lingers there. And just notice it, smile at it. There you are. I see you now. Take a breath and just let it go. And put your consciousness in that lower chakra for a moment. As you breathe out and exhale. Breathe into the lower chakra. Be here now. Just relax. Any feelings of anxiousness or doubting or resistance or anything that pulls you away from the moment. Say thank you, I love you, and let you go. Take a breath into that space and see it clearing out. And as you breathe, we're going to ask that you notice your consciousness rising up through the chakras now. Take a breath, feel it rise, exhale. Take a breath, exhale, yawn if you must, let it go, release. Still some resistance in the room. Just breathe into it. Say thank you, I love you. I release you now. Breathe into it. Let it out as you exhale. Bring your consciousness up to the heart chakra. Allow your consciousness to actually feel your heart beating. Be appreciative. Feel the gratitude of this wonderful biological machine that will pump hundreds and hundreds of thousands of times throughout your lifetime, loyally, efficiently and effectively, pumping life throughout your entire body. Receiving blood from the veins, recirculating it back out, invigorating your body with life. You might even feel your fingers pulsing with the pulse of the heartbeats. You might feel it in your knees, your legs, or your toes. Take a moment to enjoy the pulse of your own heartbeat. Be grateful. Such a wonderful machine this is. Absolute divine design. And it carries so many energies. The very best of you resides here. That loving part of you, that kind part of you, that happy part of you, that wonderfulness part of you. The aware part of you. The bright part of you. Take a breath into your heart and exhale. Let your consciousness rise now through the throat, guided by the energies of Archangel Michael, El Moria, and Hercules. These beings guide and direct the power and the energy of the throat. Ask for their guidance so that you may speak only that which you truly wish to speak, in kindness, in awareness, with intentions of who you want to be and how you want to be. This chakra is an important chakra for this energy and this demonstration of your intentions with the questions of who do I want to be and how do I want to be. As you breathe in and let the energies flow through your throat chakra and just exhale out. I. Sound of this chakra is I. If you feel resistance in your throat, if you feel tightness, just exhale and say, I. Feel your throat relax. Feel it relax. I. Feel the tightness, the resistance just fall out so easily, like an autumn leaf falling from a tree, swaying gently down to the ground, peacefully. Show its beautiful colors there, like a carpet on the planet. As we breathe in and exhale, we move our consciousness higher now, and a little higher, into the third eye. Third eye is governed by Raphael, Archangel, Elohim of Cyclopeia, and Hilarion. Ask that you see what has never been seen before. Oh. So imagine this energy opening up your third eye. Take a deep breath, and as you do, mouth the word T-H-O, though. Though. Breathe in again, and though. Feel the third eye opening. And one more time, though. And 3 times with the word may. May. Feel the energy of the third eye opening up. May. One more. May. You want to gently shake your head now. Let out the energy in the neck. Feel it sway loosely from side to side. Just breathe in and exhale. Now we're going to go to that place. Just feel yourself completely relaxed in your chair as we count down from 5. Breathing easily and continuously, gently into your stomach. Joy. Exhale. Peace. Exhale. Happy. Exhale. 4. Feel your body settling into the chair. Feel your back and your shoulders falling down to the ground. Knees loosen. Thighs, calves, toes, all melting into the carpet. 3. Peaceful. Quiet. Clear. Take a breath and just say the word clear as you exhale. Clear. I am clear. I am clear. 2. Ease. Breathe into the word ease. Exhale. Ease. This is so easy for me. This is so easy. Clear. 'Clear, 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 At the count of 1 now, we are in this space. I want you to imagine yourself. You're climbing a beautiful stairway built on a rainbow, climbing through the twilight into the starlight. At the top of this starlight, there's a beautiful garden. This place is your garden. And it has a beautiful, quiet pool. This pool is a pool that is filled with miracles and energies and light. The vegetation is beautiful moss, flowers, short flowers. On the backside, you'll see longer flowers, beautiful pines. As you breathe in and exhale, you can smell the flowers. The most amazing fragrances you have ever smelled. You smell the smell of pine and eucalyptus. It clears your soul. Take a deep breath. Take it all and smell these smells. There are creatures there that are kind and loving. There is nothing but joy and love, companionship here. Any creature that you will into this space is one that loves you, has wisdom for you, is there to offer you guidance and insight into things that you need in your lifetime or that you're looking for in this very moment. As you look down into the water, you see light, rainbow colors swirling through the water, gently swaying, easy. The water looks almost as if it's a form of energetic plasma, and yet it's water, it's clear. You can see all the way down, only a couple, 3 feet deep. Water temperature is absolutely perfect. And you step into this pool, sit down, feel the water. Absolutely perfect temperature. And you go in as deep as you like, maybe only up to your waist. Maybe you want to go a little bit farther up to your chest. Gently feel your arms swaying in the water. Warm bath bathes you with love. You feel the love of the universe in this water. You feel the flowers turning your way, smiling at you. The trees. If you listen quietly, you can hear them singing tones that are specifically for you. Joy, the celebrations of the heavens, celebration of God, the angels, all here in this one space. If you look closely now with your third eye, you'll see these angels, these beings standing among the perimeter of this beautiful garden, rows upon rows, as if they were standing on stairs that lead up into infinity. All standing there now, singing a choir of blessings and joy and gratitude that you are here in this space, expressing how much they love you for what you have done, your choice to be here now in these tumultuous times, to help shift this energy of yourself, those around you, and ultimately those on this planet and the planet itself. Hear the choir. Feel the peace and the joy and the celebration all for you. And now, everything comes to a very easy and comfortable silence as the choir gently closes its song as the trees ease their songs as the flowers open themselves to you, and all becomes absolutely silent. You feel your mind expanding out into the infinity of these angelic beings. Allow your consciousness to search where it might want to be at this point in time. It may be just in this space right here, right now, in this pool. You may find yourself feeling yourself next to an angelic being. You may find yourself next to the Creator. Wherever it is, allow it to be. Take a breath. Allow the silence just to be for a moment. Feel the love. Feel the joy and the ease and the comfortability of this space. And ask yourself, what is it that you have for me today that I came here to hear, came here to listen to? It may be a sound. If it's a sound, memorize the sound. It'll be a sacred sound, one that you'll want to try to hold in your consciousness in the future. It may be a phrase, it may be a feeling. It may simply be the absolute love for you. Allow yourself to listen as we take a few moments just to focus on your breath and the message. Allow yourself to hear it. With all the pieces of your body, all the parts of your soul. This message could come to you with your ears. It could come to you with a vision. It could come to you with a feeling in the body. It could come to you with an animal showing up in your space. Just let it be what it's going to be as we take a few moments to breathe in silence and allow you to receive what it is that you came here to receive today. And as we bring you back, where it is our time to close, so we'll bring you back with one, coming up a little higher now. Say your goodbyes, but know that you can return here at any time. This garden is your garden. It's your place. The beings, the animals, the vegetation, all yours. To you say your goodbyes. Begin your exit down the stairway. Through the starlight. Back down through the twilight. 3. Seeing the blue sky now. 4. Feeling the breeze upon your face. Hearing the birds in the sky. Seeing the earth. 5. Feeling the grass in your toes. The earth beneath you. You reconnect your grounding cord with the mother. Feel yourself grounded, certain, capable, happy, peaceful. Take a breath. Open your eyes whenever you're ready. We're running a little bit over, but with your permission, we'll just take a couple more minutes here just to finish up and let you get back into your space here. You may notice that the room looks a little different. How many notice the difference in the lighting, the colors, sound? Feels very quiet right now. It's clear. It's the sound of clear. Was this a good thing for you? Awesome. So here's one other thing I want to throw at you, and I'm just going to gather myself here. I want to get myself back together. We're going to do one thing here. I just want to say thank you to Lake Harriet for having me, and I hope to be back here more times in the near future. And if you like this and would like to see more of this, and when I come back, we'll work more with this biology of thinking and feeling and delve a little bit more deeper into that and how we can actually work that space to find out, delve more into who do you want to be and how do you want to be, and actually how you can take those two questions to make massive changes in your life and really eliminate those old limitations and places that you no longer want to have in your life. So if that's something you'd like, we'll look forward to doing that with you in the future. And again, this is such a wonderful space. One of the things we always do, of course, is we do pass the plates around for a collection, so we want to just take a moment to get those around to offer your gratitude. And if you felt like you really received today, please share your abundance with that. And there's a lot of expenses that they have to shoulder here with property and staff and that sort of thing, and anything that you can do would be very, very gratefully received. The other thing that happened literally this morning, I woke up at 5 this morning and wrote a song that we're going to do here today. This is literally just out of the oven. My great dear friend Bill Baker, I emailed him at 8 o'clock and I said, massive curveball, because I knew he was coming today. I said, would you be willing to play guitar on a song that I just wrote this morning? And he has not rehearsed this. We literally did about 30 seconds of rehearsing. And you know what? If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. But it's something that's supposed to be done. And it's going to be part of this process of just expanding your imagination and your openness. And so we're just going to wing it. And I don't know how good it's going to come out. But just know that it came from the heavens. And it's very specifically for you here today. Part of this whole process of the garden. This is called Rainbow. And it will, I hope, be just one kind of final piece for the day that sends you into a fun little world of ease and joy. And so, William, if you want to, first of all, let's give a hand to William Bill Baker, Mr. Bill Butchar Baker, for being so willing. One thing that I love about Bill is he has always taught me about the power of saying yes. It's a very strong power, and he does it all the time. So while we're doing that, before we do that, let's bring up these wonderful blessings that you have bestowed upon Lake Harriet today. And just want to see a show of hands that how many people really felt like they got into a space that maybe they've never been before in that one. How many people actually felt like they got a message or got some kind of answer? All right. Did it feel important to you? Awesome. Honor that space, honor the message, and just know, like you said, like they said, you can go there anytime. It's a wonderful, beautiful space. So come on over, folks. So I know you normally have a blessing, and I'm just going to bless this. Thank you all for this. This is the energy that will bless this and prosper us. What comes in goes back to you. We thank you for this, and thank you, Lake Harriet. Thank you for your appreciation in the form of this wonderful energy here today. Thank you. So we're going to start this off with Rainbow. And I'm going to jump in on piano whenever, I don't know. It might be just in that instrumental break, so if you want to carry it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'd like you guys to sing along. Here's the chorus. Keep playing. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. Yeah, 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 yeah. And if you feel like getting up and moving, do it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I saw a hummingbird dancing on a rainbow, singing to the melody of Violet. She smiled when she noticed me and asked me so invitingly, would you like to try it? Yeah, 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 yeah. Before we knew it, we were joined by a dragonfly and then by a unicorn with wings. We danced and we played among the colors of the rainbow, and then the heavens sang. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. We danced into the twilight, new moon rising, joyful in the lightness of being. Nothing could come between our hearts and happy. Listen to heaven sing. Well, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, heaven, oh, sing, Lord, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's it. Thank you all for coming. I hope you had a great day.